Backyard Plinking. My name is Charles. I'll be your host as we go through and explore everything BB and pellet related, from air pistols to air rifles, targets, and ammo. You can see part of the contraption. Before we get to that, though, I probably did 7, 8, 9 different variations of what I'm going to show you, and this is just a prototype. It's a working prototype, but it's a prototype. And I learned a lot. I really did. I mean, there's a lot of different nuances when you're trying to figure out something that somebody hadn't done. You know, I started out originally with like a sling idea, like you'd see out of a helicopter, which was fine, except, you know, I'd had to build an overhead rig and moved to some different ideas, and I come to a certain point. It's like, what do I do now? I had to think about it for a few days. How to get the guns where I wanted them and to be workable, usable. I mean, you can't just lay them on there and, you know, that wouldn't work. So, I thought, well, these things, you know, like this is the E.B.O.S. They got rails on, they got hand guards, hand grips. So after I thought about it for a little bit, I said, well, an idea. What if we just took a piece of PVC, made a forward facing hand grip, which in this case all I did was cut a section out of it so that it'll slide right over the railing, just like a glove. Once I overcome that part, now the possibilities are unlimited. But I'm going to use the Steel Force and the E.B.O.S. And I said, well, why don't you use, you know, two of the same? Well, I did, and I come to another realization. See, this project right here that we're fixing to look at hasn't stopped yet. This thing is going to keep morphing and growing. And one of the things I realized is, you know, I have some of this that is still loose, so it can be articulated, you know, to kind of get the fire together in the same point. But short of building some kind of a wild, you know, targeting system for it, if I'm using 2 or 4 or 6 different guns on this thing, I need some way to spot myself. This is actually a good way to go. The reason is the rate of fire. You can adjust the rate of fire. Pow, 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 pow. Now I have something to go by. If all this other stuff is tuned, you know, to where the 1 or 2 E.B.O.S are hitting, then I've got somewhere to go with it. See what I mean? Now, before I put this thing on here, I know there's going to be, I'm sure I'll get questions and stuff like that. The first thing is, before I even do it, you're just saying, well, you're going to put 2 of them side by side, you still got to reload them. And especially with a Force, we've seen you do the BB dance to try to get it reloaded. That was a tough one. Not horrific, but it was a tough one. I won't show you that one because it's already been pre-modified. You know, you got the little lever in here. You have to keep spring tension on there. That's what pushes the BBs back. I did figure out how to modify these things. I'm not going to show you now, but I promise I will. Showed you how to figured out how to modify these things. Now, I had to make a little special piece that's going to attach to something that'll go in, and basically when I'm done with it, when it runs out of rounds, all I have to do is pull the spring up and let go of the spring. maybe a little tilt, and let go. Never have to take them off. That's another fun. It's for another day though. Got a few willing volunteers back here. So let me put this thing together and move the camera around a little bit. See if it works. Alright, so there's a couple of places that we want this thing to be able to articulate. Now, right now I just have some props under the bottom of it, but so what we want to make sure and do is here, which is where our pieces that fit onto the rail system plug in. We want this piece to be able to articulate on both sides. It's going to give us, you know, that motion. Here, we want these to be able to articulate up and down. Everything else, once I'm done with it, is all going to be glued together, sealed up. Finish my frame mount. It's going to be cool. Alright. I'm going to take both of them off of safe. I'm going to use the E.B.O.S in a slow repetition to find out where I'm shooting at. And the Steel Force is going to finish them off. Putting it on fire. Well, kind of. I misfire with the E.B.O.S. Gotta give me credit for trying. Give me a second, let me take this thing apart. Oh well. Pretty obvious we had a equipment malfunction. This did fine. The E.B.O.S decided not to shoot. The first 8 rounds just kind of fell out of the barrel, but you know, it is what it is. Probably needs new batteries. Might be onto something though. Pretty sure the next time you see this thing, it'll be ready to roll, and we're probably gonna have a whole host of things to be able to shoot. I think I'll set it up. It's at least high enough to get over the top of this bush, so we might just set it here and run it all the way across the yard. After I fix the auto feeder. Yeah. At least hope you guys got a laugh out of this thing. You know, if you set your mind to do something, just keep working with it. It'll come to you. A lot of times I might get an idea and I might try it 100 times before I figure it out. Sit down, draw it out. Of course, doesn't work real well with me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. Sometimes I look at what I've drawn and go, what the hell is that? Might give me another idea though. So, this thing is going to keep growing and changing and multiplying as the year goes on. But, you know, it is what it is. Good way to have fun in your own backyard, right? Until next time, my name is Charles. This has been Backyard Plinking.